A very good evening to our lovely audience, those who have joined from the length and breadth of India and across the globe on our YouTube channel of ICSI. And today is Thursday, and Thursday is dedicated to meet the trainers of MEPSC Sector Skill Council to talk on education, educators, teachers, and mental wellness. And as we do every week, today we have two eminent guest speakers, master trainers and trainers from MEPSC, those who are going to share their viewpoints on education system, and how to empower educators and youth. But before I begin, before I introduce both the guest speaker, I would like to share a few slides of ICSI, what we are doing, what is our vision, and then we straight away goes to Mr. Atul Dayal ji and Dr. Shiv Pratap Singh Yadav ji. So to begin with, ICSI welcome all the guests over here, and we are the chamber who is completely for service industry, and we are the link between over 31 million overseas Indian, and together with a vision, with an aim of making education relevant. That is what we are connected with each other across the length and breadth of India, and not just India, all across the globe. And we believe that entire globe is a family. All the world is a family, and all intellectual persons should unite together to empower each other in one or the different manner. So with this, we are also very associated with MEPSC, and we are thankful to MEPSC, especially Colonel Anil Kumar Pokhriyal ji, the CEO of Management and Entrepreneurship Professional Skill Council, and they are doing a great job, and we are really indebted to them and their work and their sincere efforts, whatsoever they are doing for the society and for the humanity. As we have told, we focus on entire service industry, but when we see service industry and when we see education as a part of services, education services, this is the primer focus of everything, because ultimately when we empower education system, when we strengthen the educators, the youth, and everyone associated with education ecosystem and education services, ultimately each and every component of services get empowered. So let's come together and get united to particularly serve this industry, this particular service industry, and get more and more skills and life management concepts into this particular industry. And ICSI action plan is this trio that you are seeing on this screen of yours right now. Through the YouTube channel, and this trio is education, skills, MSME, entrepreneurship, and employment. So education is incomplete without skills and without getting proper job, employment, employability skills, and entrepreneurship, startups, and MSME. So शिक्षा, कौशलता, उद्यमिता, ये तीनों मिलके ही बनाते हैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत. और जैसे कि आप सब जानते हैं, India is going to complete 75 years of independence on 15th August 2022, and we are celebrating this particular phase nowadays, and we are dedicated towards the efforts of our Indian government and each and every Indian towards making India Atmanirbhar Bharat and Vishwa Guru. So come together for this initiative. And we are proud that ICSI has, way back in 1994, brought first finishing school for service industry, where we are giving the skills training, not just for hard skills, not just for technical skills, but for soft skills, life skills, and each and every component of skills to the teachers, to the educators, and to the youth, and to entire education ecosystem stakeholders. And as we have seen, we have gone through lockdown phase starting from 25th March 2020. So completely the finishing school concept that we were running physically, and other works that we are doing physically, we haven't stopped that, and we have included everything, every intellectual thing under the broader umbrella of making education relevant. And we also goes digital along with the entire prospects of India. And what we have taken, what the conclusion that we have drawn from the various webinars that we have done till now is these: the mental wellness, physical wellness, environmental wellness, community wellness, and most important among all these things is that we have to bring harmony with nature. We have to move back to basics, and we have to take care of our nature, our Mother Earth, so that we will live very compassionately and very systematically along with the Mother Earth. And 2022 is dedicated for teachers and youth empowerment, and we are really concerned with services industry, and we believe that each and every component of service industry can contribute towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And in the lockdown period, during the pandemic times, we have also seen that one great thing has happened is national education policy. I'll not say it's new education policy, but this is National Education Policy 2020. And this is the beginning of new era, and thanks to the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. And that particular education system has given a new vision, digital concept, technology, research, and many innovative things into the education system. And the Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Skills Development, along with NSDC and Sector Skill Council, are playing a great role, because in these Sector Skill Council, they represent different sectors of the society, and even a 8th pass student can also get training into these Sector Skill Councils and can get his or her own work, and they can also get employment through doing the training from Sector Skill Council. So this is something which is very remarkable, and MEPSC is one such Sector Skill Council, and other Sector Skill Council are also closely associated with ICSI. And as I'm telling you, during the pandemic, during the thick period of pandemic, we have converted our finishing school digital into inspirational lab, and all the skills development program have been running through inspirational lab. And what is unique in this inspirational lab is that we believe that education should be fun oriented, education should be interesting, education should be stimulating, and all these criteria should be included in education that we include in our training programs. That can be music, dance, gamification, happiness, storytelling, whatnot, and nature, of course. And I will not read out all these things, but education should be relevant to our day-to-day life. The only conclusion that makes from this slide is there is no price tag for mental happiness. Education that will bring mental happiness to a student and to an educator is a true education. That's what we believe. And till date, we have completed so many webinars, and all the views and all our lovely audience and our supporters, those who have given such love, warmth to ICSI, and we are very thankful to everyone. And you can watch all the webinars on our YouTube channel. They are there, all the videos are there. Like, share, subscribe the channel, and anytime you can watch all those videos. They are of different flavors, but under the broader umbrella of making education relevant. And with this, I want to tell everyone that whatever your mind can achieve, एक बार आप कोशिश तो करके देखिए, कुछ सोच के देखिए, और फिर देखिए कि जो आप सोचते हैं वो आप पा सकते हैं. You can do anything, you can conceive. If you believe and if you conceive, you can achieve anything. इस mindset के साथ अगर हम हर दिन positive होके will work, then we can achieve great heights, and nothing is impossible. This concept has come from, I think, from this statement that whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome our guest speakers for this evening, Mr. Atul Dayal ji, Master Trainer, Soft Skills, Teerthanker, Mahaveer University, Uttar Pradesh, and Dr. Shiv Pratap Singh Yadav ji, Assistant Professor, NITTE, Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Bangalore or Banglore, Karnataka. And with this, I am just stopped sharing my slides and I welcome our guest for today evening, Mr. Atul ji and Dr. Shiv Pratap Singh ji. We welcome you and it's a great pleasure that you have come on our platform. And now all the entire platform is yours. And I would request, first of all, Mr. Atul Dayal ji to begin, to start the show. Thank you, sir, and welcome. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Chitra ji. Very nice to know about the ICSI activities. Okay, now moving forward, good evening, everyone. I feel very proud and privileged to be part of this program. My sincere gratitude to Mepsc and ICSI. Okay, a little brief about myself. I have been in the L&D industry for almost 10 years now. First as a freelancer and now as a full-time employee in a large university. That is Teerthanker Mahaveer University in UP, Muradabad. Before this, I was in the corporate sector for 28 years, mainly in the logistics sector. In other words, it means I've seen both sides of the fence.
Right.
And when I was in the corporate sector, I could see unskilled manpower could spell disaster. And especially in an industry like logistics. One small mistake and you had claims worth lakhs or crores of rupees. It was destiny or passion. I was very inclined towards trainings. And I am very proud that I took up this as a full-time profession. And I started training people. I started training people on road safety, retail sector, logistics, and now I'm a full-time trainer on soft skills. You will be glad or surprised to know that as per the Harvard University research, soft skills to be successful are required to the extent of 85%. That's huge. That's huge. And if Harvard University is saying this, it means something. Now, what are soft skills? Soft skills are nothing but how do you behave with other people? The appropriate skills required for dealing with other people. It's important how you develop relationships. Soft skills can be classified under various topics. The most important which I see is the presentation skills, which I further break up into appearance, behavior, and communication skills. If these are polished in your personality, I think you can go to any length in your life. Of course, we keep talking about stress management, change management, negotiation skills. But I believe presentation skills are very critical. In this whole scenario, I must really appreciate the work being done by Mepsc, from where I have done various workshops in different roles. In fact, I would like to do every workshop they announce. My liking is that much for Mepsc. And I keep pestering the entire team. When is the next program? What is the next program? Please keep me informed. So the passion is coming out. Now, as a soft skills trainer, coming back to my present role, we try to narrow down the gap, which is huge in a student's personality. We try to narrow down the gap so as to make them industry ready. The academic life and the professional life, they are entirely different worlds. Entirely different worlds. And me being, experienced on both sides of the fence, I can vouch for this. So in the university, we train students on traditional skills, like I said, presentation skills. We also focus on, the new techniques like emotional intelligence, design thinking, critical thinking, which are now requisites for professional growth. And if you are professionally growing, then you need to be happy and successful. Or rather, you need to be successful and happy. That's very debatable. But yes, these skills are required. And this is what we are focusing on. The list of skills is endless. Employability skills, where we cover group discussions and mock interviews, grooming, of course, social skills, people skills. The list is endless. But how do you inculcate this in a student? It requires a lot of practice. And that is where you have to get the fear out of their minds. So it becomes a double block for you. First, you need to make them comfortable on the stage and then teach them skills which are required for professional growth. So it's very interesting, no doubt. Very, very interesting. And our placement record is showing that. Students have learned, appeared for interviews, got good jobs, and they're doing well, growing. Now, my vision is to expand this all over India by collaborating within the Indian ecosystem, skill ecosystem, by upskilling or upgrading the students so that India sees a better youth. And I'm also proud to say here that the government of India is focusing on train the teachers. I think the intention is very obvious. So trainers and teachers have to work in tandem to have a skilled youth. And we all know India has a large population of the working youth. That is 18 to 35 years of age. So I feel effective trainers are the need of the hour, who can show visible evidence of, having transformed somebody. It's not going through the routine stuff. The end result should show what a student was and what a student is now. So I would like to collaborate within the Indian skill ecosystem with trainers across the country to take every kind of skill to every nook and corner of our great country. That is all I have to say. But in the last, not the least, I would say trainers have to act as change agents. We have to change the mindset. And we have a big role to play. There's no doubt about it. And that is where Mepsc, ICSI, NSDC, they have a big role to play. And I'm glad I left my corporate life, and I'm very, very glad to be part of the training fraternity.
Right.
I think like a trainer 24 hours a day. I eat like a trainer 24 hours a day. I sleep like a trainer 24 hours a day. You see, if it's a passion, then you have to live it, share it, and you will see the results. if I expect my students to be role models, I first have to be a role model myself. So with this, I conclude my comments or thoughts, and thank you again, MEPSC and ICSI, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Atul Dayalji. Thank you for your kind words. And I'm taking a big point from your conversation, the change agents. I'll stress on it, and I'll have few questions for you to ask, but we'll take it later.
Sure.
Now, Ji, sir. Now I straight away goes to Dr. Shiv Pratap Singh Yadav ji. Sir, we welcome you, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. And now the stage is yours. So some introduction about yours and then your views on the topic for today.
Thank you, Chitra ji. Thank you so much. Is my PPT is visible?
Yes, it is completely, sir.
Okay. A very good evening to one and all. There is a saying in Hindi. It says that डिग्रियां तो जनाब कागजों आपकी पढ़ाई की रसीदें हैं, ज्ञान तो वो है जो किरदार में झलकता है. And as rightly said by Mr. Atul Dayal ji, that what is the end goal of education is nothing but making a personality. End of the day, if a person comes out with a personality development, the end goal of all the education is achieved. Namaskar, I'm Dr. Shiv Pratap from the city of Banglore, which has two things. It is known for software industries, and it is known for as a Bangalore as a garden city. Right now, I think maybe other side of northern side of India, maybe having a temperature of around 32 plus, but still in Bangalore we are having a temperature of 23. So that is because of our garden city. So I would like to begin my presentation with a brief introduction about our college. Our college is a NITTE Meenakshi Institute of Technology. We have got area ranked number 1 in Karnataka and ranked number 4 in India. And as per NIRF, we are 168, and we have got NAC grade A plus. And this is our college. We have got Green Campus Award. And right now we are running with 9 undergraduate programs and 11 postgraduate programs. And we have research facilities also. We have 100 plus funded projects and 15 plus crores grants received as for research, and 50 lakhs grant received as for consultancies. 40 plus patents we have been filed. 900 plus research publications are there. And in the terms of placement, because in the education system you have 3 things: you have input, process, and output. So input is a quality of student who joins your institute, and the process is you take them through a process, and end of the day what happens is you mold them into a personality which is ready to cater to the needs of society. So as of now we have our 350 plus companies have visited. We are a young college. We have started in 2002, and 1200 placements have been offered. We have 40 lakhs highest packages there, and 19.5 highest package in the national. We have 30 plus MOUs signed with various industries and labs. And in terms of Department of Mechanical Engineering, so since government has an initiative of Skill India, Startup India, Stand Up India, and with the new education policy, that is National Education Policy 2019, focusing more on hands-on and more on skill building, we have also tried to cope up with this. For skill enhancement, we have engineering maths with MATLAB, professional practices, soft skill. As sir told that for any human personality is a main concept, and 85% it contributes to the success of a person. So that's why we have included soft skills, minor projects, professional practices. Then we have applied mechatronics. Then we have our sim labs, and then we are making our students to learn the courses from NPTEL and Coursera. And we have made the value-added courses also in the fields of Industry 4.0, artificial intelligence, engineering analytics, and hybrid electric vehicles. So these are the facilities we have. We have for mechanical, we have fatigue testing machines. So we are best of the art and creep testing machines, column testing machines, and we have composite labs also. Since majority of the things right now people have started shifted to composites, so we have also quickly set up the composite lab with industry collaboration, that is with the Dassault system. We have filament winding setups, autoclaves, and then we have collaborated with the different. We have one more company with which we have collaborated, and we have joined the venture in the form of Center for Applied Mechatronics, that is FEST company, Festo. So we do it in trust area of research and development. So basically, our whatever laboratories are there, they serve twin purpose. Once they give some hand-on experience to the students, which fulfill their curriculum, plus our laboratories are equipped to do the research, so that the students should come and think, and everything we have tried to make sure that we have incorporated the things, design thinking. End of the day, you have to think about, you should have empathy for the customer, you should think about the society. So all those needs have been taken into accounts. And then we have our, as national education policy says, that everything has to be touched, felt, and people should be given time to understood. So we have collaborated with Toyota, and you can see this Fortuner chassis is there. So this is our Toyota chassis, Toyota engines. So we have students can come there and literally they will feel, they will see how an engine looks like and all the things, so that practically they will have a clear understanding rather than theoretics. Then we have our Center of Additive Manufacturing, because right now everything is 3D printed. So people are moving towards 3D printing. So we have also tried to update with this. And what our students have achieved. So students have participated in SAE, that is Design and Development of Student Formula Car, SAE Supra. And in Center for Robotics, we have developed the robotic head. And we have solar vehicles also. So we have designed and developed the solar vehicles. And incubation in terms of startups also. So we have started, we have a small startups from our students in the form of Verge Motors. And for our design and development of, we have Center for Applied Mechatronics and Additive Manufacturing. So where we do design and development of hybrid robots. Yeah, now coming to the main concept of skill. So as there is a famous famous person from management, he has told the only skills that will be important in the 21st century is the skill of learning new skills. So it is like maybe every 6 months you have to take a new avatar. Whatever you, as we says in Hindu tradition, that what happens is our soul leaves the body and joins the new soul. So similar same thing happens here. Every 6 months or 7 months, as the industry is updating, academia has to run on pace with the industry and has to update. Since I am in the IT hub, so we know that IT hub within maybe whatever a student learns, it becomes absolute the moment he joins the industry. So again, relearning has to be taken place. So right now, only two things are there. We try to inculcate in each and every student, that is self-discipline and self-learning. If a person understands the importance of self-discipline and self-learning, I think there will be no problem. There is huge amount of infinite opportunities are there in the market. Yes. So now coming to the, let us have a reality right now. So if you see the Indian Skill Report 2021, it says that more than half of the BTech graduates lack tech skills. So maybe something around, if 10 lakh students are coming out and maybe half of them, they lack tech skill, it is a question mark for all of us. Then over half of the Indian students will not have skills for 21st century jobs, which I'll be covering in detail. What is those 21st century jobs? Right now, whatever the jobs we are doing, maybe down the line 10 years, everything will be automated and majority of the jobs will be lost. I think everybody gives a typical example that what happens was during maybe something 90s or 2000s, what used to happen in the marriages, you will call a helicopter and a cameraman will be sitting on the helicopter, will be taking the shot. Now what happens is, the moment drone came, the helicopter's job was taken away. So the moment automation comes, and all the repeated works will be taken away. Right now what happens is, recently I went to MIDC Maharashtra. So one of the company, they were assembling the JCBs. So those people have maybe something around 300 to 400 builders are there. So they were telling me, because of the lockdown and there was a slowdown in the automotive industry. So they told that maybe we are planning to go for automation. So we are coming with automatic welding arm. The moment automatic welding arms will come, sir, they told we need only 10% of the welders. Remaining 90% of the welder will be sacked, because companies are also thinking to take the advantage of the new upcoming technologies. So right now what happens is, so what will happen to those people, those who were doing the jobs of group 3 or group D? So what happens is, skill, we need to rethink on it. So now what happens is, anything comes from 3 words. First one is knowledge. So what is basically knowledge? Knowledge is nothing but it refers to the concept, principles, or information. So that is the base of each and everything, that we call it as Gyan. Next is the skills. Skills is basically what happens is, whatever you have read, are you able to apply? Are you able to apply? Now what happens is, many of the people have driving license. But now what happens is, if with the driving license, are they able to manage in the Bangalore traffic or a highway traffic? Are they able to move safely? If are they able to make a judgment at that point of time? That is basically the skill. That is basically the skill. That what happens is, at what time, at what point of time, what to say, what not to say. That is basically the skills. So that is called, that is comes in Indian context, that is called as Chintan Manan. So you have different types of skills. You have advanced, beginner, competent, proficient, and expert. After that, what happens is, third one is the attitude. This is majority. This is the main thing which I think I can correlate with Chitra Kapoor ji. She told that whatever mind can think, it can achieve. So end of the day, what happens is, if you have each and everything and still your attitude is not right, then what happens is, it becomes difficult. I can give you an example from Mahabharata. Mahabharata, what happened was, Duryodhana, he had Krishna Narayani Sena was there. He was having each and every resources. He was having world best fighters. But still what was there? There was no confidence. There was no attitude. He doubted. He doubted on Bhishma Pitama. He doubted. He went and asked that Bhishma Pitama ji, you are not concentrating. You have love for the other party. That's why you are not doing your fullest. So because of that doubt, what happened was, he was not able to succeed. But whereas Arjuna, who was not having any resources, but what happened, he took the guidance of Sri Krishna, and Sri Krishna cleared all his doubt, and he told, you forget everything, whatever I say, you do it. With that kind of attitude, what happened was, he transformed his failure into the success. So that is the power of attitude. That is the power of the attitude. And I would like to thank our International Chamber for Service Industries and our MSME, that is Management, Entrepreneurship and Professional Skill Councils, that during the time of pandemic and even now, they are doing the role of Lord Krishna, enlightening so many people who are across the India or across the globe, calling the best trainers or calling the best people and giving a thought process. End of the day, majority of the people, we feed lower side of the body, that is lower half of the body. There are very few people who feed the upper part of the body, that is your brain. And the moment you start feeding your upper part of the body, what happens is, overall transformation takes place. So this is a small thing I have done. I know almost everybody knows it. So maybe knowledge has a number, skills have a number, ability has a number, and attitude has a number of 100%. That's why many people, they say that Henry Ford was uneducated, but still he was able to transform the entire automotive industry. It was only because of his attitude. It was only because of his attitude. There is no education. There is nothing called that having a PhD degree, you will do something, or without PhD degree you will do. There is no PhD, nothing. End of the day, what matters is your attitude, what kind of faith system you are having, or end of the day, I can say, what kind of personality is there. So you have basically, next comes is your competency. So when you have basically, when you understand what is what, why, and how, then what happens is your competency starts to develop. So it is basically what happens is Gyan, Dharana, Seva. So, or your Gyan, Chintan, Manan. So when you do all those things, then what happens is you start thinking of what you can do, what kind of service you can do to the mankind, or the real thought starts emerging, or what happens is you start thinking of making new products, start thinking of contributing. The moment the thought process comes, what I can do to the society, what kind of problems I can solve to the society, what happens is your perception changes. And then what happens is you leave I and you go to the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Everyone, each and every individual become your family member, and you try to solve their problem. That's what basically is called as competency. So majority of the youth, and majority of the youth, they lack competency, because what happens is moment they have knowledge, they take a lot of skills. The moment it comes to apply, to think about any solution, there what happens is they still that guidance is needed. So that is basically the competency. So I think many of us have seen Mr. Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos struggle story, each and everybody knows. He has started the things in a single room, and then what happens was he disrupted the industry. He was basically into the fashion of book selling. He thought, why people should come to me? Why books cannot go to the people? So he thought it, only that thought, only with that thought, and with his perception, and with a kind of persistent and grit, he found his goal, gap, and grit. These are the three things which transformed Jeff Bezos. And he is the richest man of the planet just because of only one idea. What was the idea? Idea was, why people are coming to grocery shop? Why people are coming to the bookshelf? Why not bookshelf goes to people? Why not grocery should go to the people? So that kind of idea, and we all know that pandemic, what this idea has actually helped so many people, has actually saved the life of so many people. So that is a kind of things. What happens is young generation should start aspiring. They are the real heroes. With if people start worshipping them, definitely I can say that right now, what is the gap between American GDP and Indian GDP is there? It is only because American GDP has a lot of job creators or maybe entrepreneurs. And so what happens is, the moment India will start producing job creators, what happens is we will become Vishwaguru, and our government effort of becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat, Startup India, Skill India, and almost effort made by MEPSC, ICSI, or different 30 skill sector councils will be fulfilled. So next I come back to the our Indian hero. I like him more. I pray him. So Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, he is from my birthplace. He is from Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh, and he came out from a small place, and he was having a He was a Hindi medium guy. So the moment he came to English, Delhi, what small thing he did was he started listening to English music in order to improve his English. So that is a kind of persistent he made. And right now we all know that Pay ATM and right now he has done couples of other startups, So that is a kind of things. So it is so it all starts with the thought process. So what happens is you set the goal and path. You need to just you have to set the goals. Path you will get on its own. So right now, competencies, as Mr. Atul Dayal sir has told, so there are some of the competencies which are needed in today's scenario. So it may be networking. So networking is very, very important. Right now, you can say that networking is a thing which is your network. Then you have your innovation. So right now, what happens is each and every company See, previously what used to happen was companies were having a plan of 60 years, 80 years. Now the coming companies are there, they have only a roadmap of 15 years, because they don't know that after 15 years, what kind of technologies will come, what kind of things will come. Because right now, if you see IC engines manufacturing, almost all the automobile companies have stopped the R&D in the field of IC engines, because what happens is electric vehicles have come. So they have started focusing on the electric vehicle. So we need to be innovative. Then problem solving, concepts of design thinking have come. So new things has to be taken place. Analytical ability has to be thought about. Social responsibility. Social responsibility is very, very important. Whatever product you are doing, at what cost? At what cost? We know that water is very precious. You cannot spoil the water. Maybe next World War or anything will happen. It will be happening. I'm very sure that it will be fought only for the water. Now water is the next gold. So now what happens is we cannot, and you will find Sadhguruji doing an activity on save the soil. So right now what happens is, again, right now we need to conserve the natural resources. So we can, because natural resources is not, we don't have any right to on natural resources. It has to be passed on to generation to generations. We need sustainable development. Our UN also talks about sustainable development goal 2030. So that is very, very important. Then strategic and planning, that is very, very important. Right now, launching a product is very, at what point of time is very, very important. Maybe Zoom in 2018 was not in much in demand, but the moment pandemic came, Zoom became a demand. So that strategy, and it is all because of the strategy and planning. Then time management is very, very important, because what happens is time is basically the energy, time is allocation, and time is everything. So we need to preciously use the time. Then our deep knowledge, we need to be an expert in at least one subject. We need to be a master. And second thing is persistent. We should keep on trying, keep on trying until we succeed. That is very, very important. And then what happens is we have self-confidence, and basically your communication skills, corporate etiquette, and maybe from casual to classy, and self-discipline and negotiation. So this is what I felt. Then you have your Siacin's career and anchor framework. So basically you have different types of job roles are there. Some may like technical functional roles, some may have general management, some may have inclination towards autonomy and independence. So I will go one by one. So maybe technical and function. So this kind of answer is basically it is required for the people if they have a strong technical and functional. Those who basically love designing or coming up with the prototype. So they should go for the roles of technical. So they should go for the role maybe in manufacturing sectors. Then you have general management. So general management is the core of, is the heart of any company or heart of any organization, where what happens is you manage the whole resources and drive them towards the vision and mission of the companies. And then you have your autonomy and independence. There are many people, what happens is, for whom what happens is they don't want to be in any kind of fence. They want to have they want to leave that glass ceilings. They want to have an open sky. So for them, they should go for a career of maybe entrepreneurship. And then there are many people who have inclination towards security and stability. So based on that, what happens is they may go for maybe entrepreneur inside a company. They may come out with some kind of innovations. And then you have your entrepreneurial creativity. So these are the people who who give guidance or thought process to the world. They give a new innovation. People like Elon Musk. And then you have service and dedication. So they can go for NGOs. And then pure challenging. So these are the people who work maybe day and night to come up with some new kind of startups or new kind of launches. And there are some things maybe lifestyle. So if someone has a priority of lifestyle, if they want both personal and as well as the professional lifestyle, so you can join a well-established company where what happens is there is a stability and functions of job roles are defined. So if you see on the LinkedIn, there are 15 roles that are in demand. So these are what I have gathered the data. Maybe artificial intelligence specialist is the new job role, robotics engineers, data scientists, full stack engineers, site reliability, sales development, data engineering, customer service specialist, behavior health techniques, cyber security specialist, back-end development, chief revenue officer, cloud engineering, JavaScript developer. So these are the and product owners. So these are the new, these are the upcoming jobs which are in the demand, Having said this, so maybe we have all seen the advertisement of jobs. So I was just going through the advertisement. I found one advertisement like that. It says that God give us men a time like this demand, strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands, men whom the lust of office does not kill, men whom the spoil of office cannot buy, men who possess opinions and a will, men who loves honor, men who cannot lie. So this is this is at the core of any job or anything. Well said, son. This is the real thing which each and every company looks, each and every individual seeks. So that is where what happens is your skills comes up, your personality comes up. So I would like to give two example for this. I think everyone of us knows our president G, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was such kind of person. Maybe if you read his biography, Wings on Fire, so you may find what happens as he was offered the kind of struggle he came up, and he was offered a job in NASA, but he straight away refused and came back, and he gave Agni missile to us. So he was a missile man of India. So that is a kind of dedication. And if I remember, I think when he was the president, so I think he closed all the doors and he made only two doors open. One was for his living bedroom and one was his office. And he used to have maybe one chapati and one cucumber. And that is a kind of dedication. With dedication, he was working as a president, and his passion was a teacher. And at the end of his life, he was giving a lecture and he gave his life. So that is a kind of personality we have. And second personality we all know, that is Sir Ratan Tata ji. And the other one person who is touching his feet is none. He is also an icon, Shri Narayan Murthy ji. And I would like to show you through this graph. They both are competitors. Infosys has a revenue of 2,75,000 crores and TCS has a revenue of 7,75,000 crores. So the what does it say? It says that when you have a personality like this, even your competitors also touch your feet. Why they touch it? Because Ratan Tata, if you see, maybe I have read his biography, one or two instances I would like to bring. I think I am taking much time, but I will end it. Maybe Ratan Tata sir remained unmarried because he promised to a girl uh, that what happens is he is going to marry her. But he came due to Indo-China war. He came back here, and the girl was in USA, and she got married. So since Ratan Tata ji has given her word to her, so that's why he told that whatever happens, I'm going to follow it. So he remained unmarried, and maybe when 2008, when terror attack happened in at Taj, he was the first person who basically compensated each and everyone. Before government of India was able to compensate, he has compensated each and every employee of Taj, even who were within the maybe street vendor who was in front of Taj. He even compensated them. And those who died for them, he made sure that their kin got a job in various Tata companies, various types of Tata companies. So that is a kind of personality Ratan Tata ji has. So end of the day, what happens is the moment you have, and the kind of ethics he drove into the company's culture, the moment you become a person like them, what happens is all your degrees, all your learnings become irrelevant. So that is the end of all the education. If we are able to transform 10 to 15 people like them, I think definitely our goal of becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat will definitely be achieved. So in that line, what is my contribution? So I will just try to showcase my Delta X small contribution. I am associated as a trainer with the MSME PPDC Agra from 2015, and I am training them on a quality tool that is called as Six Sigma, which is very essential for mechanical engineers. So I conduct workshop for 1 day, 2 day, and 4 days. So this was a workshop which I have conducted on 15 December to basically to enhance their skill, to polish them, and to make them industry ready, and to help them for their placement. So this was a workshop I conducted on 15 December. This is on 22nd December, and this is on 26th March. And finally, after completing, they get a certificate like this from Government of India. And after that, recently, since the new trends have come, and we in NMIT try to pace up with the trends, so we organized a 2 days faculty workshop on design thinking approach in higher education. So we called eminent experts from Gujarat, and we have trained our faculties, because it is a guru who teaches to the shishyas, and from there what happens is the culture comes out, or the personality comes out. And end of the education, what you will get after end of the education. So I would like to tell, this is Lalitamba Vishwanath. She is from Bangalore only, HSR layout. She has come out with an innovative thing, that is aerators. I will be telling in the next slide. Aerators, and she has installed 125 aerators in school, marriage halls, and conferences, which has helped us to save more than 18 lakhs liters of water. You can think about a city like Bangalore, which doesn't have its own water source, and it is dependent on the river Kaveri. So what happens is, even a small steps is very, very important. So this how, and madam tells that innovation will not happen from the national. It doesn't mean that everything from scheme will come from center. We, each and every citizen, should have to innovate and find out the solution for our daily problems. So yeah, so this is our government first grade college, and this is our aerators. So before installing the aerators, what used to happen was 11 liters per minute water used to discharge. After installing the aerators, what has happened is it has come down to 3 liters per minute. We know that maybe in order to wash a hand for 20 seconds, we actually waste 4 liters of water. So if aerator is there, so things will come down to 1 liter. What I'm trying to tell is, we have to think problems are there in and around us. A lot of problems are there. We have to, the moment we start thinking about it, so definitely what happens is, if each and every individual will start putting their Delta X effort, definitely what happens is we will be achieving the concepts of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And definitely, if you see the result like this, definitely you can understand that whatever the efforts was put up is achieved. So end of the day, each and every individual, one of us, should try to serve the society. So with this, I end, and I would like to again thank International Chamber for Service and Industry for considering me and giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this lovely presentation, wonderful one, with lot of inspirational personalities and exemplary slides you have shown us. And we are thankful to you for that. Few questions we have to make. I would like to start it from you itself, and then I'll go to Mr. Atul Dayal, sir. So to begin with, Dr. Shiv Pratap Singh ji, sir, you have mentioned, I have seen that your institute, your college is also dedicated towards IT courses. So what is your idea about vocational education as far as IT is concerned? So have you thought of some vocational courses also in IT?
Ma'am, basically what we have tried, yeah, ma'am, definitely what we have done is, basically right now, in order to come up counter the things like data science or artificial intelligence, we are trying to collaborate with some of the companies and we have tried to set up centers of excellence in our institute itself. And we have actually we have actually focused more on internship training. So our students actually go out and work in the companies, and our credits previously, if I would have shown you in the previous slides, our credit rating was 2 for internships. Now we have increased it to 10. So that is a kind of commitment you can see. We focus mainly on hands-on learning. So that is very, very important.
Right. And we have also seen various incubators and entrepreneurship projects that your students have done. So is there any tie-up that you have made with government to actually implement that or into the working conditions, or some patents have been done by the students regarding those innovations?
Yes, ma'am. It is a good question asked, ma'am. Right now, we are in talks. We are actually in a process of we have actually pitched in for Atal incubation, Atal community incubation. And day before yesterday, I was into a company talking with them how basically industry, academia can correlate. Basically, what is happening is right now, whatever the patents are coming out from education or maybe from institutes, there what happens is we cannot make them as marketable. So, and similarly what happens is, but the industry is very good. I think I was with one of the companies. They are having an injection molding machines, and I think within the span of 3 years they have actually patented 100 products, and like they're very good in making, they're very good in making, commercializing the products. So actually we were talking with them that how basically right now we are going to set up some maybe 20 or 50 incubatees with us, startups with us, how to make sure that whatever the problem statement which we give them, it should definitely serve some kind of purpose, and it should become an product with which which should be commercialized. So that is a thing, and we are starting down the line, maybe down the line 10 to 50 years, we wanted to become a self-sustained incubators, where what happens is we will be launching the startups, we will be supporting them maybe 1 or 2 years. After that, what happens is all these startups should be self-sustainable, and they should come out, and maybe if I'm not wrong, that is our vision, that all these things, they should become an unicorn startups, maybe something like PayPal or PayATM. That is what our vision is there.
Gigi, we wish all the best to all the students of your institute, sir. And you have also talked about attitude and skills. So I want to ask you, as a trainer in an IT institute, in general, we have seen that youth have some kind of an attitude in learning nowadays. So what is your experience when it is concerned with getting training with the youth, and especially in IT sector? Do they find it more challenging, or they are very much willing to do it, or they need to force to do it? What is your view? What kind of students are there nowadays?
Ma'am, right now what I have seen is maybe within a span of 2 years, I have seen 2 decades. Maybe pre pandemic, there were many people who used to read, write. That was a common thing. After pandemic, what has happened is people have believed only in seeing. They just wanted to see everything as a movie and forget. They don't want to read. Definitely making making them again coming back. And what happens is giving them the value of attitude is definitely is a challenge. But it all starts with you have to make them to realize right now what is the importance. Okay, though you have acquired the kind of maybe technical knowledge, but end of the day you go to a company, and company is not run by individual showman. There what happens is you need to interact with system and surroundings. You need to talk to clients, you need to talk to the people, you need to talk to government, you need to cater. So what happens is you have to listen to so many people, and as per their requirement you have to change your designs. So there what happens is it is end of the day it comes down to the attitude, as Mr. Atul Dayal rightly said, 85% of them. So end of the day what happens is we try to mold them. First we make them to realize, and then we try to work on them.
Right, sir. Thank you for your views. One last question I would like to ask. It is for you, but I also want that Mr. Atul Dayalji sir also should answer this question if he wants to. But first, this is for Dr. Shiv Pratapji. The question is, sir, how effective are the online courses nowadays? Nowadays, we are seeing that many companies are giving online courses. How much effective they are, and specifically, will they serving something for the growth in the life or in the company when a student or any other person take those courses? How effective nowadays these online courses are? What is your view, Dr. Shiv Pratap Singh Yadav ji?
Madam, I will go with two views, ma'am. Basically, what happens is everything is like a sword. So everything is like a sword. So now what happens is it all depends on how we use them. So now what happens is the best part of the thing is that right now after post pandemic, each and right now education has come up with our table. We just need a phone. We just need a mobile phone. We just need a laptop. Plenty of education is there. Let any kind of course is there. So decentralization or monopoly has been removed. Now what happens was the course which was there in Harvard or which a person used to charge for maybe 30,000, 40,000. Now it is available free at YouTube. It is free at YouTube. Now second part comes to the effectiveness. Definitely what happens is the effectiveness has come down. Effectiveness has come down basically in tier 1 cities, but I feel that tier 3 cities have been benefited. Why? Because what happens is water usually flows from higher to lower. Basically what has happened was tier 3 cities were in need for such kind of courses, and they were not able to afford. So for them it is a blessing. But right now what has happened is for tier 1 cities, it has come, they have abundance and they have each and everything, but lack of concentration. So lack of concentration has happened. But definitely, see, any new technology comes, it has its both pros and cons. Over a period of time, it will get stabilized. But it is a welcome move, and each and everybody is in learning. It is a learning and development. Everybody is getting acclimatized to it, and definitely nobody can predict right now down the line 5 year it is going to have what kind of changes will it bring. But I am very sure the kind of environment or the kind of things it will be, definitely it is going to change the world. I will just conclude with a small example. Maybe if we have to do a meeting right now, we are able to do it in Zoom. Or maybe if you would have to do a physical meeting, I would have gone to Delhi. Mr. Atul ji would have come to Delhi. Flights have been booked. Then maybe hotels we would have booked. Seminar hall would have been booked. Invitation would have. It will cost n number of lakhs of rupees together. But right now, just with the advent of Zoom, okay, after working hours, I can join. Atul ji can join, and free interaction of knowledge can take place. And with the help of YouTube as a medium, this knowledge is transferred to 40 or 50 different countries. So that is a power of internet. That's all I can say.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your views. And I will now request Mr. Atul Dayal, sir, if he wants to add something to this particular question, sir.
Surely, ma'am. Just to add to what Dr. Shiv Yadav ji said, everything has its pros and cons. Okay. And due to the pandemic, online courses became very popular. And if I say education started reaching the hinterland, very conveniently through the help of technology. But on the other side, as a staunch supporter of, imbibing soft skills in a person, these courses I feel can only be as a supplement to the main education.
Right.
Ultimately, what you need is, humans are classified as social animals, so they have to interact with each other. Okay. And when we have to interact with each other, then we need the soft skills, or you call them people skills or life skills, whatever, or a combination of all of them. So we can say that online education or these online courses have benefited a large percentage of the population, but at the end of the day, you need face-to-face interactions between human beings. And that is all I have to say for this.
Right, sir.
Thank you
Right.
so much. Yeah.
And right, thank you, sir. And Atul sir, when you were telling your views to us, I have found that you talked about soft skills, and you talked about the relevance of soft skills in academia and in industry both. But sir, I would like to ask you that why is it that we always talk about skills development only just to get the employment or to start a new business? Why not in day-to-day living, in day-to-day life? Because way back, if I remember, this concept have started from Switzerland, this concept of finishing school, wherein they get skills to get married and to set up a new home and to go there. So like in the social concept, social arena also. And nowadays, when we talk about skills development, there are only two aspects that is left, only academics or either the employment side. So what is your view onto that why not it is into the day-to-day living? Why not the skills should be incorporated into that?
Very good question. And I think I'm living this also at the moment. You see, what you just mentioned can be classified under as life skills.
Yes.
Okay. I'll give you a very simple example.
Mhm.
People don't know how to operate a lift.
Mhm.
When they want to use the lift or elevator, whatever, they press both the buttons.
Mhm.
Now
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. And if the light is on, the button light is on, they still keep pressing the button.
Yes.
And when it breaks, they start criticizing the management. So these are all life skills: how to get into a bus, how to get into an auto rickshaw, how to get into a train. Let people come out first. Only then the space will be created for you to enter.
Mhm.
You press the button of the lift in which direction you want to go. So
Mhm.
we do it practically. We just don't tell them aise karo, waise karo. We take them to the lift and tell them, look, where do you want to go? If you want to go to the top floor, press the top wala button.
Right.
So you see, skills have to be taught practically.
Okay.
You cannot teach them in the four walls. Show them. And I'm not talking anything new. You show them, they'll absorb it faster. So, like you just said, in a marriage, in day-to-day lives, all these things we teach them. When you go to many classrooms, the fans are on, the lights are on, nobody's in the classroom.
Yes.
So I take the students, I tell them, look, if these are not being used, please switch them off. Would you do the same thing at home? No, sir, we switch off. Because they switch off, because the bill probably will come a little higher. So what you're doing at home, why not at somewhere else? In any case, we have to save energy. We are facing a shortage at the moment. So these things have to be taught practically. And the list can go on and on. I mean, if we start talking about them, I think we'll probably touch midnight here. But then something has to be taught practically, not in the four walls. People say think out of the box. I say which box? Education is one thing. The superpower has given us common sense. Why not use that? We are known as social animals because we have thinking power. So you don't need a faculty or an institute or a college or a school all the time. Use your common sense also. So wake up. The sooner you wake up, the more you will grow.
But you agree, sir, that life skills and skills should be a part of academic system from the very beginning of the school system.
I think
Yes,
that
sir.
is I think that is being discussed by the government, and I'm proud to say the university where I'm working, Teerthanker Mahaveer University, Moradabad, UP, we have a full-fledged training department.
Okay.
With a strength of 15 trainers. headed by a director. There are 10 soft skills trainers and 5 quantitative aptitude trainers.
Okay.
And the university has 17 colleges, and we conduct these classes on a regular basis. We are part of their timetable. It's not that you can teach personality development in 1 month or 2 months. It doesn't happen that way. It's a process, and it takes time. You cannot change a person overnight or even in 15 days.
Right.
And I think a lot of studies have found that students go and falter there at the last stage. They go for interviews in bathroom slippers.
Okay.
They're thrown out straight away. In degree, he might have got 95% marks. But like we all agree, 85% soft skills are required for a person's success.
Right. Dr. Shiv Pratap sir wants to say something.
Yeah, ma'am. I just wanted to add my thought process. Basically, if you see maybe Macaulay system, education system, he has put E is equal to E. That is, education is equal to employment. That was the mindset which he has actually put up in our Indians. And before that era, if you see medieval history or all those things, we have a great history of Takshila. We have a lot of sages were there. And our Indian tradition was totally different. We had Gurukuls. Actually, the moment Britisher came or foreign invasion happened, that education system was destroyed. So, and that was an era where what happens is people used to come to India and they used to learn, because that time E equal to E, that is, education was equal to enlightenment. People did not read books or go to colleges just to get a job. They actually went there to learn the skills, to learn that how to face the life, how to have a relationship. There was subjects on maybe marriage, relationship, social status. What was actually what was the need of the human being? How to have an development, or maybe how to have an equilibrium, how to live with well harmony with the nature. That's why you find lot of whatever the architecture was there, or if you go to any kind of old architectures, you find images of trees were there. All this, you were taught to live in harmony. But right now, what happened was the mindset was changed because they needed more clerks, so they made education equal to employment. That is what the trend has come. But slowly, with new education policy and with the programs done by you, definitely I think we will go back to the old era, that is education equal to employment, to attain a Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Dr. Atul Dayal, a question has come that you have talked about every one should be trainer, and there should be lot many trainers, and one should be a trainer by heart to give good education and training to students. So question has come that do we require teachers? Is there a need for teacher?
Yes, teachers are required, of course. What I meant to say was, we need effective trainers.
Okay.
Okay, who can show tangible results.
Right.
It's not easy to transform a person overnight or over a period of short time. Teachers are required for the basic education, the normal timetable, but trainers are required to play on somebody's mindset.
Okay.
And if trainers are effective, it will be good for the teachers, because the learning process will be much faster, absorbing the subject will be much faster. That's why I said teachers and trainers have to work hand in hand to promote the growth of a student. So I hope that clarifies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And sir, you have also told us that you have closely seen academia also, like education system and industry both. So what are your views? Where the education system is lacking, and what is actually lacking in today's youth as far as getting employment or getting entrepreneurship is in concern? Like, you have seen both the phases. So what is basically missing? Where is the gap?
Previously there were not many training institutes, okay,
Ji.
and training was not taken seriously. The whole intention was to get a job, 9 to 5 job, and the monthly salary on 1st of every month.
Right.
The mindset was that. Now, when things started going wrong, people analyzed that why are things going wrong. Then they thought this person is unskilled. He doesn't have any skill with him in him. So the concept started changing from unskill to upskill, or skill or upskill. Skill
Ji.
them. And results started showing that when you had skilled people, the incidents of damage or uh, incorrectness were small. I come from a logistics background where even a small mistake can cost you lakhs and crores of rupees, whether it's in documentation or operations.
Ji.
We see so many incidents, containers falling off from ships. That's huge. One container itself, empty container, costs around 2.5 lakh of Indian rupees, or maybe three now. And imagine the goods inside that. Of course, they are insured. Most of them, 900% are insured. But it's not about taking a insurance claim. It's about avoiding the hassles involved.
Ji.
You'll probably get the insurance claim, but what about the seller and the buyer? Their sales are affected. So small mistakes, in logistics, even one screw, if it's not put properly, can cause huge damages. So skilling started happening when, uh, in, uh, institutions like yours, ICSI, MEPSC, NSDC started a structured program. And that's why we have so many sector skill councils now, almost 40. And I get information through their newsletters, through the network. Things are happening. So skilling works. It works. And like I said in my comments also during my in my university, what is the proof that my department is doing a good job? The
Ji.
placements,
Ji.
which is growing. So I think that is proof enough to show that skilling works.
Thank you so much. With this, I thank once again both the speakers for today evening. But before I end the session, I would request if you can just give message to our youth, one message from Dr. Shiv Yadav ji and from Mr. Atul Dayal sir as well, to the youth, those who are watching, what message you want to give them. Any one of you can say. Let Mr. Atul Dayal sir to.
I would like to say there are a lot of opportunities available, but at the same time, you need to open out. There are a lot of individuals, a lot of institutes there to ready to help you, and there's no harm in taking help.
Ji.
And like Dr. Yadav also has been saying, attitude matters at the end of the day. Some people have that ego problem. I don't need any help. If you can live alone, God bless you.
Ji.
I think in today's scenario, nobody can live alone.
Ji, sir. True.
So collaboration, teamwork, taking help from anybody, please do that. And you will have a bright future. There's no shame in taking help. You're just getting guidance. And what is experience? When I talk to my students, I talk about a lot of my experience in the corporate sector, industry experience. That don't make the mistakes I did.
Right.
And like we have been talking, self-study is the best study. Don't depend on the college timetable, don't depend on the faculty. If you can have a good routine with discipline, believe me, nobody can stop you from achieving good progress. And these are proven methods. It's not that I'm talking about them for the first time. So it's just changing. I would not even say changing yourself. It's just aligning your mindset positively for a good routine. And good habits and good behavior, I think they are enough to live a happy life. You will be successful if you're happy, not the other way around.
Thank you, sir.
So this is my message to the youth.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Shiv Pratap, sir.
Ma'am, I have only 3 things, ma'am. As sir told, I would like to say things. First is self-education and self-discipline. That is very, very important. And it is going to give you the kind of results, it will be exponential. The moment you start taking responsibility that I am responsible for my destiny. Second thing is education is not equal to employment. Education is equal to enlightenment. Education is here. Education, what education we are getting in India, think about other countries, they're getting it very minimum rate. So what happens is what you need to do? You need to serve the society. So that is the sole purpose of your education. In and around you, there are a lot of problems. Don't think about becoming Elon Musk. You can be a small person. You can start with small things. There is a saying by Vivekananda that he who controls the small fault will control the great ones. So start with very small things. Start with delta X. Start with delta X. And third thing, I would like to conclude everything with the slok by Vishnu Gupta. He says that what is the purpose of education? Somebody asked him. So he told that Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayati yati patratam, patratam dhanapnoti, dhanat dharmam, tata sukham. So end of your education is to make you educate, to make you happy, to make you satisfied. That what happens is when we all are like a candle. When we born, what happened was the candle was started, and maybe we don't know when the candle will stop. So the moment between in these two moments, what happens is the moment at your end moments, what happens is you should have a satisfaction. Yes, I lived a well purposeful life. I came here and I played my part, and whatever little contribution was required, and what my director, that is God, gave me a role, I played it well. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is such a delight to listen to both of you, and our audience and myself also have taken many good things out of the talk, and we are grateful to you that you have given your precious time to us to come here and share your views with us. And we wish you a good night and a sound sleep and a better future and a very prosperous life ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It's been our pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
It's been
Thank
really
you so
our
much.
pleasure. Yeah. Thank you.